Hello GED students, this is lesson 64. It's solving a system of equations by elimination. Now this is another way of solving these problems. Just like 62 was finding where these two lines, if you graph these two lines, the point where they cross, that will be the answer. 63 we did by substitution, where we isolated the y and put it in, or the x, and then found what the x and y point, the place where it will cross by doing substitution. This one's by elimination. So you can see we have these two equations, and you'll notice that this one's x plus 2y equals 4, and this one's negative x minus 4y equals negative 14. So you can see here right away, I look and I'm like, oh, there's an x and there's a negative x. So if I go x minus x, that would be 0. So that will eliminate that x. So if I do that going down this way, well, I have to do it for the rest of the equation as well. So here I could go x minus x, that would be 0. If I go 2y minus 4y, that would be negative 2y, and then 4 minus 14, that will give me negative 10. Okay, so by doing that, you can see that the x has been eliminated. The x is gone because it's 0. So now I just have negative 2y equals negative 10. Negative 2 times something equals negative 10. Well, most people see that will be just negative 2 times 5. But if I simplify, or if I do this, the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So negative 10 divided by negative 2, that would be negative 5. So the point where the two lines for the y would be negative 5. Well, now that I know that y equals negative 5, just like in 63, I could take that and put it into one of these two equations and figure out the x. So I'm going to go with the top one here. If I go x plus 2 times negative 5 equals 4. Well, let's see, x 2 times negative 5, that would be x plus negative 10 equals 4. So therefore, let's see, the opposite of adding, or no, I'm sorry, this is wrong here. This is a positive 5. Hopefully you guys caught that watching it, because negative 10 divided by negative 2, that's going to be a positive 5. I thought that wasn't looking right. So this would be 2 times 5 is 10. So minus 10, I can do this to get rid of the parentheses. There you go. So x plus 10 equals 4. So something plus 10 equals 4. So opposite of 10 is negative 10, negative 10. So that'll be x equals, that will cancel, 4 minus 10, that'll be negative 6. So the answer here is the x would be negative 6 and the y would be 5. So if I graph these two lines, if I found, like in the 62, if I graph this equation, find the x and y points and graph it, and do the same with this one, the two lines will cross at negative 6 and 5. It'll be negative 6 and then up 5, and that'll be the point where these two lines will cross. Okay, so this is just another way of finding that crossing point by elimination. Number 5 is pretty simple too here, because you can see I got 5x minus 6y equals 6, and I got negative 5x plus 4y equals negative 4. So right away you can see that the 5x minus 5x, that would be 0. I can eliminate those two. So let's go ahead and do that. I go 0, and I do the same here. Negative 6y plus 4y, that would be negative 2y. And then equals 6 minus 14, that will be negative 8. Negative 8. Okay, so here the x is eliminated. It's gone. So I can erase that. And now I got negative 2y equals negative 8. So something times negative 2 equals negative 8. Well, that'll be a 4. If I do it like we learned in lesson 59, y will equal, equals 4. So now that I know y is 4, whoops, I could substitute in that y into either one of these problems to find the x. So here I'm going to use the first one, 5x minus 6 times 4 equals 6. So 5x minus 6 times 4 is 24 equals 6. So now I got to isolate the x. So negative 24 is a positive 24, positive 24. So I'm going to go over here. I got that will go away. I got 5x equals 6 plus 24 is 30. Now I got to divide. 5 times something equals 30. A lot of people are that's 6. But just to show you how I got it, x 30 divided by 5 equals 6. So this will be the x. Okay, so so here the x would be 6 and the y would be 4. That's the point where the two lines will cross. So the answer is 6, x is 6, y is 4, 6, 4. Okay. The next one is the same thing. You can see here you got negative 2x, and here you got positive 2y. So if you got negative 2 and then the 2x, negative 2 plus 2, that would be 0. So you eliminate that way. I'm going to skip that one and go, but here also you'll see, this is a good one because, let me check the answer sheet. I think they both eliminate. And let me pause the video and then I'll continue those in the next one.